Hello and welcome to Trade Room. Today, as you can see, I've placed some trades. The trade is about to end. It is a profit. And just wait for that to happen. There you go. That is a profit trade, and that brings me to what I'm going to be showing you today. And it is how to look at price action, predict how price is moving in the moment. This is something you can't really do with back testing too easily. You have to actually trade and practice. But it is something that can bring you some really good results if you get used to how it works. Now, I've just seen a setup, and that is what I was trading, which played a perfect price action. It was just textbook price action. It was very easy to see. I could clearly see exactly what was happening, and I'll explain to you exactly why I took that trade. I would strongly recommend you learn how to do this. It is probably the best way you can possibly learn to trade is by just reading the price action, especially for binary options. For Forex, different story, but for binary options, if you can learn the short-term price action and how to read it, it is very powerful. You can definitely yield some great results. So let me explain the setup that I was just looking at right now, and explain exactly why I took this trade. Now, in this instance, I did use one drawing tool. Some might call it an indicator. It's not really an indicator, it's a drawing tool called a Fibonacci retracement. I'm not going to go into the Fibonacci in this video. That's for another video, but it is something that I like to use quite often, is the Fibonacci. It's a very powerful tool, and I specifically like one particular level on this Fibonacci. I'll draw that on in a moment, but let me just explain exactly why I took this trade. So when you're trading on a 1 minute chart like this and you're doing 1 minute trades, the first thing you have to understand is that all of this is just noise. This is just random price movements that are oftentimes moving in a way that does not make sense. And people can always tell you that you can really learn, and there's all these patterns that are just predictable. And let me tell you something, the only time binary options is going to become predictable to you is when you've been doing it for a long time and you learn that the stuff that seems simple is the stuff that is 9 times out of 10 gonna lose you money. So it becomes predictable in the sense that you know that it is unpredictable, if that makes sense. If you're looking for those predictable sort of setups, you're never gonna get them. You have to learn how price action works and understand that it is completely unpredictable. And when you learn that, you can start to spot things, you can start to see exactly what's happening, and you figure out where people would be trading wrong and how to trade right. And that's exactly what I did on this setup. So I took my trades at the bottom of this pin. That was my last trade that you saw as I started this video. They were all on the bottom of this pin, so it was a pinpoint perfect trade, and it was because I just could see exactly what was happening. So this is where the unpredictability comes into play. Price is clearly and obviously in a downtrend. You can clearly and obviously see downward movement. So textbooks, the textbook pattern here would be for it to make another low. But I knew that was not going to happen, at least not yet. There's definitely room for a complete reversal, for price to continue to the upside here, or at least time to mess around before moving down. So I knew there was a great opportunity where the price continues to the downside or upside. There's still great opportunity in this area, specifically when it comes to binary options trading. So first thing is we're in a downtrend. Okay, what I mean by price action is this moved up. This push to the upside was quite large and quite aggressive. That's the words I would use. It was a large move and it was quite aggressively pushing to the upside. Now, remember, like I said, 1 minute chart, a lot of this is just noise. So it's not supposed to make sense. You're not often going to get these humongously long bouts of downtrend and humongously long bouts of uptrend. That's just not going to happen. It's going to be all over the place. It's going to be downtrend 1 minute, uptrend the next. So I could clearly see there was some trickery at play here. That's why I took the trade. So first thing, we're in a downtrend. This push to the upside was so aggressive that it straight away made me think I can definitely see that people would want to start selling when price starts to move to the downside. But because this is so aggressive, I can see that there's definitely a lot of buying in the market right now. So I was predicting the small sell-off and then a continuation to the upside, which is exactly what happened. But what really made me want to take the trade was when price started moving down, very quickly you saw a little pullback to that downward movement. And that's what told me that this could be a trap to get people to be selling for a down move and then to just reverse it on them straight away. I could see that coming. So what I did was I went and I put a Fibonacci retracement from the bottom to that point over there, and I traded on the 61.8. And that is the reason I took this trade right there. I could see the potential trickery to fool people into selling over here when we can clearly see aggressive moves to the upside. Momentum looks like it's changing to me. So I'm wanting to buy. Price pushed quite aggressively on this candle to the downside, pinpointed that 61.8, and that gave me an opportunity to take some trades. And then we just have gone up since then. So that's exactly why I took this trade. Reading the price action, trying to figure out where they're trying to trick people, and then capitalizing on that. Trading with the market makers, as you would call them, instead of against them. Do what they would want to do to mess everybody up. It was clear and obvious to me, and it will become clear and obvious to you if you practice this for a long period of time. But anyway, I hope this video was helpful for you. Please give it a like, comment down below with any questions you may have. Please subscribe to the channel for regular binary options trading content to help you become a better trader. And I hope you have a great weekend.